going on, guys? This is George here, and today I am bringing you the next episode of 2D Tuesdays. I apologise for the lack of uploads recently. I've been very busy with college, but that's no excuse. So I'm going to be trying to bring you as many videos as I can, as quickly as I can. So let's go straight into it. This is where we left off. We left with an orange background with a nice pattern, and that's pretty much where we got to. So today what we're going to be covering is texts and effects. So my Photoshop's being a bit slow because I've just loaded it up. Sorry about this. We've got our colour palette, and the colours that I normally use for text, I just use white or blue, but it depends what you want for the background. So if the background's blue, then you might want to use a brighter blue. So for this one, I'm going to go to my background colour, and I'm going to choose kind of this orange here, and I'm going to choose a brighter orange, but primarily what we're going to be using is the white. So we're going to go ahead and make a new layer, Command Shift N, and then hit enter, Control Shift N if you're on a PC. We're going to go to our text tool, hit T for the shortcut to go to our text tool, and then we're going to get this. So what we're going to do now is we want to find a nice font. So if we're just going to type in down the side, I'll type in TheDareArts. You can just click for text. You don't have to drag out a box. If you just click, then it makes the text box size unlimited. So we're going to make it a bit smaller. One thing you have to bear in mind when you're making a YouTube background is having to ensure that the text all the text is visible. So it's quite hard to explain. I don't know how to explain it. So say when someone's looking at your YouTube background, they'll be looking like this. Okay, they should be scrolling down. But you want to make sure that they can see the text, that the text isn't off the screen. So I'm just going to leave it like that. We're just going to rotate it around, hit Command T, hold Shift down, and then it will just make it not completely straight, completely vertical. There we go. Then we're just going to hit Enter and go on to our moving tool using the V shortcut, and then we're just going to move it across so it's on the side. You want to leave a small gap, but not. You don't want to make it so it's right into the background, into the module like that, or you want to make it so it's miles away from the module like that. You want to make it kind of, it's probably about there. It's good, I would say. Really, it depends on the font. But the font that I'm going to use is I'm going to go on my font list, and a font that I normally use in my backgrounds is a font called Helvetica LT25 Ultra Light. I know many of you have been asking me for this font, so there it is. That's the font I use in my 2D backgrounds on most of the time. So it's a really thin font, which I think looks really nice for 2D backgrounds. Obviously, it doesn't look good there because the text is very big. So the whole size of the text is relative to how big the font is, or how blocky the font is. So I tend to make the text really quite small. And you notice that when it's this small, you can move out a lot more from the module, contrary to what I just said, because obviously it's much smaller and it's not going to stick out on the side of the the text isn't going to be off the screen when they're looking at a YouTube background. So now we've got that actually maybe just a little bit bigger, maybe to a font size of around let's go 70, around 70-ish, is what I'm going to use for this. I always change my view to make sure I get the right positioning and the right size, using the Command Shift, Command Plus, or Command minus, Command Plus keys. Right, so we're just going to move that end a little bit more, just a tad, down a little bit, make it a bit more central. Yeah, I think that's quite good there. So what we're going to go to do now is we're going to go on our layer style effects. So I'm just going to double click here by the side of the layer. I'm going to go to outer glow. A common mistake that people make when they're making a 2D background is they'll just click on outer glow, and what they'll change the size and the spread, which in my opinion is not what you should be doing. The only thing that I change when I'm making a 2D background and I'm using outer glow, which is quite a lot of the time, is the range. So we're just going to take the range up all the way to 100, and you'll see it will dissipate the glow quite a bit, but it will still give a nice glowing effect. So we're going to go to the colour, and we're going to change it to a brighter orange to match the background. Say you're going to making a blue background, you want the colour to be blue, but as we're making an orange one, we want it to be a light orange. Don't change it on the actual colour palette, change it on the slider down the right hand side. So I'm just going to go ahead and click OK there. Click OK again, and you'll see it will be left with this text. Now what we're going to do, one thing I do quite a lot in my backgrounds, is we're going to duplicate that layer. So we're going to hit Command J, and you'll see we'll get another layer, and the glow will be enhanced. We're going to go on the layer, the original layer, double click the T icon to get our text tool back up again. Might be a bit of a while. And now we're going to make the text much bigger. Maybe not that big. Probably to around 160-ish. And then we're going to move that down so it's in the center. And then we're going to right click, rasterize type, or rasterize. And then go to our eraser tool. I've got so many brushes and stuff, it takes ages to load, so I wouldn't recommend getting as many brushes that I do. I don't really tend to use brushes in my backgrounds anymore. It's just probably most brushes are a year old. Anyway, we're going to make an eraser of about 321 pixels. That's just a random number. And we're going to zoom out a little bit, and we're just going to take the opacity down to about 30% on the eraser, so just hit 3 on the keyboard. I'm just going to take it around the top and bottom of the text, and just slightly on the top as well. So we get something like that, and then we're going to hit our V, because our moving icon, and we're going to hit 10%, and then you see it will make it very low opacity, which means that it's quite hard to see, but it just gives a nice effect. We're going to move it so that it's in the center of the the text over the top. Sorry, got to mix my words there. The text over the top is central in behind the low opacity text. Then we're going to hit Command T or Control T. I'm just going to angle it up a little bit, try to about there. Just angle up a little bit so it makes it look quite nice. And obviously, when you're making a YouTube background, you want to duplicate what you've done on the left hand side over to the right hand side, or vice versa, because normally most clients want the both sides to be the same. That's pretty much it for text effects this time, guys. Next time I'm gonna go through filter effects with you. These are some really nice effects. So if you want to play around with those, and I'll see you on the next 2D Tuesday. See you later, guys. Bye.